Okay, just when you thought, right, I'm never going to eat additives again, I'll stick to healthy fruit and veggies, I'm really sorry about this, but there are some other possible problem foods you need to know about, and these are the natural food chemicals. Salicylates are chemicals that protect plants from insects and diseases. Some fruit and vegetables are low in salicylates, and at the other end of the range, some of them are really high. These are just a few of them.
And it was very interesting when we did the challenges. When you put them on the elimination diet for a few weeks, you then challenge each of the food chemicals which they might react to. And so at Christmas, we challenged him on salicylates, which are found in a lot of fruits and vegetables. And he's always had a very high fruit and veg diet. And he was very interesting. About 2 hours after we gave him lots of cherries and stone fruits and things like that, he got much louder, he got very hyperactive, and over the next few days he just got more and more stupid. It was like this big fog comes down over his brain.
Yeah, we know when Gemma's had the wrong foods with the wrong salicylates in foods. Hello darling. She doesn't sleep proper, she gets eczema. Yes, she's just not herself, not her happy little self. She's always very smiley and very cuddly. But yeah, she gets quite grizzly and makes little noises like, oh, like there's something wrong, but just don't know what.
Then we have another class of natural food chemicals called amines. These are in protein foods such as chocolate and cheese, and they increase with age or processing. You probably aren't aware that our supermarkets recently switched to a new method of meat distribution where most of the meat comes in vacuum packed. Then it is repacked and sold as fresh. But what you can be eating as fresh meat can be up to 10 weeks old. Vacuum packing inhibits the growth of bacteria, but it doesn't do anything to slow the development of amines. So for people who are sensitive to amines, this can be a problem. There are also amines in some fruit and vegetables.
And when we did the amines, which are the food chemicals found in protein foods like meat and chocolate, peanuts, he just gets very, very hypersensitive, just dissolves in a great weeping flood of tears on the floor if anything goes wrong.
Here are just a few of the foods that contain both salicylates and amines. They're concentrated by processing. So, for example, orange juice is higher than oranges, tomato sauce is higher than tomatoes, and now you are starting to realise the extent of the problem. There are very few children who don't have some of these foods every day. So by now you're wondering, what can we eat? Is there anything left? Well, the answer is, it depends on what you are sensitive to. Most people can manage most grains as long as they are additive-free, but some people will have to go gluten-free. Eggs and most meats are okay as long as they are fresh and additive-free. With fruit and vegetables, if you are sensitive to salicylates or amines, then you can eat fruit and vegetables that are low in salicylates or amines. Some people can manage dairy products as long as they are additive-free, but for children with behaviour problems and many other symptoms of food intolerance, there's a new and very easy alternative called A2 milk. This contains a different type of protein, which is what all milk contained originally until 40,000 years ago when there was a mutation in the European herd. It's now available in many supermarkets. For people who need to go completely dairy-free, there's soy milk and rice milk. I've included alcohol because I wanted to show you that this diet doesn't have to make you miserable. Gin, vodka and whiskey are the fail-safe drinks of choice, but that's for the adults, not for the children. But seriously, water is the best drink. I've also included sugar because a lot of people think that sugar causes children's behaviour problems, but it doesn't. It's the other ingredients in with the sugar, such as food colouring or salicylates in the fruit flavours. Most people have no idea that a craving for sugar can actually be a salicylate reaction. Honey and raw sugar contain salicylates, but white sugar and icing sugar are okay, so it is possible to make fail-safe treats for children. What you've seen here is mostly ingredients that can be made into delicious meals, and you can see this at this fail-safe morning tea. A lot of parents say, well, this sounds too hard. I don't want to do the full diet. Some families find just by cutting down, they can see a big difference. You can switch to preservative-free bread, water is the best drink, avoid artificial colours and other nasty additives, cut down on citrus, tomatoes and broccoli. For a lot of people that will make an improvement. But some parents find that their kids turn into nagging, whining monsters because food additives can be addictive. They actually set up cravings.
Surprisingly, with the diet, they lose the addiction which food additives have on the children, so it's much easier to influence better food. So if your kids get worse, or if you want to get the best results possible, you can do the elimination diet, supervised by a dietitian. It was such a positive experience that it wasn't hard, even though it does take a lot of time because there's a lot of food preparation. We actually found we had more time anyway because we weren't dealing with conflict.
Something that we have recommended to many families, and we think that it's important that all families look at the food that they're feeding their children and themselves.
So much better at school and so much better at home on the elimination diet, just eating very plain foods, that we would never go back. It's easy.
Some people say it must be hard being on FailSafe. First 2 weeks I cried and cried and cried trying to work out what to feed her. But now as soon as somebody says that, the first thing I say is it was hard before FailSafe.
For more information, see Sue Dengate's books and the Food Intolerance Network website www.fedup.com.au. You can email for a list of supportive dietitians.
Okay, off we go.
And you roll.
I'm rolling.
And action.
That's the wrong page, Howard.
And cut.
You can't punish an ODD child into being good. You have to love them into it. Experts recommend. I'm sorry. Did I say ODD or ODDD? It's probably
just
okay.
said ODD.
Right. Well.
Really high. This is guaranteed the last time we're gonna do it. So this is the last take we're doing of the day. So, action.
This technique won't work when your children. Right.
Oh.